Okay, hey, who is this?
This is Val.
Hey, Val. All right, welcome, Val.
Hello.
We got Val and we got Fred on. Fred, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, Fred's been with me for about a week now. I
Right.
would say a week, probably the weekend.
On the weekend, yeah.
Yeah. Val just checked in yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, I started doing those hour-long one-on-one interviews, and I did a big conference call interview. And that was kind of brutal because a lot of people couldn't even get on the conference call. Time constraints and stuff. So
Wow.
what I did was I created a webinar.
Yeah.
I created a webinar, so people can just sit there and watch that whenever they feel like it.
Yeah.
If they want
Yeah,
to
that works.
do, yeah, you can watch it at your own leisure. You want to get a part, jump on the board, then give me a call, contact me. But y'all don't even need to worry about that because that's them and this is you.
Right. Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's 6 after. Let me get this thing started. Welcome everybody to the first training of paper call leads. And what I'm going to do is just going to kind of mix it up a little bit. If you have any issues or any questions, concerns, just the time to throw them out there and we can bounce them back and forth with each other. I have a lot of information to give y'all, but let's get some questions out the way first if you have anything.
I don't have any questions right now, Tim, but if it does, I will actually speak up and ask you.
Okay. Val, I know you had
Here.
yesterday.
Yeah, actually not at right the moment.
Yeah, it'll just come to you as we push along. Okay. Well, let me jump right on in this thing. I know you, Val, you probably haven't seen the videos yet that I have in the Facebook group. I think you just joined the group today. But I made 3 videos this weekend.
Yeah.
And what I did was I did some street prospecting.
Yeah.
I called them street prospecting. I got in the car and I just rode around town and I filmed businesses while I was driving. And it was very interesting. And I started the video off by basically saying, hey, if you have like writer's cramp or if you have lead generation cramp or block and you can't figure out who to contact, or just get out of the house and just go and get some fresh air and just open your eyes. And you'll see all kinds of businesses out there, especially like 12 o'clock traffic. I mean, you see all these service vehicles out there riding around, like carpet cleaning and landscaping and electrical. I mean, you name it, you'll see it. Better yet, go to Home Depot. Just go to Home Depot or Lowe's. I mean, you can go in there with a T-shirt saying, I have leads for you, contact me now, something like that. I'm thinking about doing that. Making me a little lead T-shirt, walk in there, just walk around, buy my leads or something like that, and have a 1-800 number there, or text me now for more information, and just hang out at Home Depot and Lowe's all day long. You laughing? I'm about to do it. That's what do you call that? Guerrilla marketing? Just getting out there.
Just getting out there. Yeah.
And back when I was doing fitness training, I did that back when I was back in the day. I did all that stuff. I had car magnetic signs. I was putting signs up on telephone poles. I was putting flyers up in apartment complexes with the little tear-off strips, flyers on cars. I mean, I was a maniac with the marketing. I had a T-shirt that had my fitness program and my phone number on the back of my T-shirt, and I used to go to the malls and stand at the bottom of the escalator. So when people were coming down the escalator, they see my shirt with the words on it.
Wow.
They're forced to see my name and my phone number. So, yeah, I used to do that. I mean, it was just have fun with it, marketing. A lot of people, they just don't get it, but I do. You got to get out there and hustle. Let's see, I have online and offline marketing or prospecting. Offline, door-to-door marketing, offline. business networking meetings, like local networking groups in town. Like you can go on, what's that site? Meetup.com. Meetup.com, and you can join all kind of networking groups, and you can just hit them all up. Just go to all these different meetings and stuff. Just rub elbows if you like doing that kind of stuff. And everybody's always asking, like, so what do you do? And you're like, I'm glad you asked. You know. Yeah, here you go. You drop your card. Hey, I have leads. If you need leads, contact me as soon as possible. Oh, really? How much do you charge? Oh, we don't charge anything up front. We charge on the back end once we've seen you qualified leads. Really? You know. I haven't done that yet, but that's got to happen if you start talking to people like that are looking for business and need customers. Who just joined the phone call?
Aisha, hi.
Aisha, hi. There she is. I've been talking to Aisha. I talked to her over the weekend.
That's right.
She caught me while I was doing some prospecting one day in the car. She
Sure
was writing
did.
out all the business. You got that? You still have it written down? Interior car upholstery and those medical places I was saying.
Sure do. The auto detailing place, the custom tire place, got them.
Oh yeah, custom. Oh yeah, there's so many different business out there. It's ridiculous. Street prospecting, networking meetings. How about this? Old school phone book. They still make those things. Local newspapers, like the little local newspapers like Florida Sentinel or Atlanta Journal, stuff like that. Loaded with ads. Loaded. The Creative Loafing. Those type of papers. I mean, those businesses are spending money. They want to. They're dying. They need our help. They're reaching out to us. They have their hand raised up in the air. All we have to do is grab it, you know. The penny savers, the cheap little penny saver paper things that come out that you can pick up off the counters. Man, those things are loaded with little like service contractors, handyman. They always advertising those things. Yeah, I was just mentioning Asia, t-shirt marketing and magnetic car sign marketing. Those work that's like attraction marketing right there. You just ride around and people start writing your phone number down. I used to get kind of nervous about that because I had the sign on the driver's side, and I'd be at the red light, and people just keep looking at me. I'm like, what are you looking at? You know, and it hit me. It's like, oh, they're looking at the sign. So I had to move the sign from the driver's side to the rear door. It just got make you kind of uncomfortable with everybody. They're just staring at you like that. Business cards. I mean, you can come up with something on what's the Vistaprint. I mean, you can get 500 business cards for $10. You make something real simple, something plain. I mean, sometimes plain works. You know, I have business leads. Takes me as soon as possible to get them, and just hand it out or just drop them off at Home Depot. Leave them like you go to Home Depot and slip them and drop them in the aisles.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get real creative. My brother-in-law, he used to be a recruiter for the Army, and he used to go to the grocery store, and he used to go into in the magazine section and get all like the hip-hop magazines and all the magazines all the teenagers were looking at, and he used to go in there and slip his business cards in the magazines. So when they buy them and they start looking at them, the business card will fall out, and it's for a recruiter for the Army. He said he used to get some business from that too. You know, recruiting for the Army. Like, that's a hell of a sale right there. And of course, you know, if you know anybody in businesses that you know. Those are just some offline business ideas. Online businesses. The first tier and the second tier. I talked about it in those videos that I made. The first tier is always the businesses that are already advertising on the internet. Those are easy pickings because they're spending money already. They know they need to spend money. They're used to spending money. So those are easy pickings. Find those on Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Manta. You need me to say that again?
No. You can, but I got it.
Google, Yahoo, Bing, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, YP.com, Yelp, the review site Yelp. Everybody in there needs help. Manta.com. I mean, there's so many of them out there. But the thing about it, a lot of these sites, you go there and it's a lot of free advertising in there. You have to find the ones that are paid. And it says it when you go there, it has ad right next to their ad. That means they paid for an ad. Either they're just like Google, the ones on the top of the screen and they're on the right of the screen. Yahoo, Bing, they all do the same thing. Yellow Pages, they have the ads on the top, like top 3, and then you scroll all the way down, and they have like paid ads at the bottom. Then you have some paid ads on the right side. So they're everywhere. Manta the same, but Manta a little different. It doesn't say ad; it says featured post or featured ad, something like that. But the keyword is featured, so that lets you know they spend money to be there. And of course, the second tier businesses you can go after. Those are the free sites like Craigslist and Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Once again, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Backpage, Kijiji. When was the last time anybody's been to Kijiji.com? Is that still functional?
It is, but no one tends to go there.
Yeah, Kijiji. I mean, all those directory sites, they've been around for years. Let me see, Chamber of Commerce. You can go to the Chamber of Commerce websites, and they have listings of businesses in there if you can find them. Mm-hmm. Like your local county directories, I guess for businesses that just got started. You're digging deep if you go there. I mean, you have to literally go through the internet from A to Z to actually have to go to the, the county to look for businesses. Let's see.
What about
on Facebook now?
What about Dun and Bradstreet?
Dun and Bradstreet, yeah. If there's a way you can get access to their business listings.
Okay.
And I was working with a credit repair company years ago, and I have to do some research to figure out where we got these listings from. I mean, we used to get listings. I mean, thousands and thousands of business listings, like minority businesses, women business directory. I mean, it was just, they're sitting right there. You can download the entire list to your computer. It's just like, hit download, and you got like 10,000 businesses in one file. The name, the business name, the address, the phone number, tax number, everything. I'm like, wow. And what we used to do, we used to get their numbers, pull them out of there, and then we used to upload the numbers to an automatic voice calling program. When you're sitting down for dinner and you get those phone calls, people trying to sell you stuff. Yeah, we were doing that. We were uploading those numbers and giving people calls if they wanted credit repair during dinner time. I mean, it's just that's another route if you want to go that route. But I'll take a break right there and see if you want to jump in, because I got some stuff for y'all. I'm gonna let y'all listen to some phone calls if y'all want to. Some live leads that I got, some bad ones, some good ones.
And you mentioned like retail, that you stay away from retail businesses, but what about the ones that are selling items, products like $100 and up? That would be okay then, is that right?
Well, it all depends.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of retail are we talking about? Is it like just
design suits,
yeah,
purses and shoes?
Yeah.
For women.
That it works. It'll be beneficial, but I don't think they'll really go for it, because if they're selling for something for 110 and we're trying to get it for 25 for a phone call.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the store, they might buy something else.
Right.
They might walk out of there with some socks, or something. It's just
okay.
I mean, if it's just like if their entire line was marked at $400 or something like that, or everything in there was, they didn't have anything that you could get real cheap.
Right.
Or I'm thinking maybe like a tailor, something like that.
Like an independent tailor that charges pretty much. I mean, he's going to charge because he has a high clientele of people that will pay him, extremely handsome or her to do
that. Would work. That would work.
Okay.
See, that's a service right there. See,
that's a service.
That's a line of service.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, retail is just kind of funny like that. I mean, you go to a car dealership, that's retail.
Right.
But people get there and they shop. That's the whole problem.
Yeah.
And then they're shopping like 10 other car dealers around town, and it's just, I just stay away from retail.
But auto sales is still good, all right?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
But not the dealerships. You're talking about the smaller ones. You're not talking about the Chrysler, Ford place. You're talking about the independent auto, the independent auto owners that have lots, right? Like the buy here, pay here kind of places.
Yep, buy here, pay here. Yep.
Oh, okay.
The local guys, the mom and pop stores, mom and pop.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. They definitely are looking. They definitely need help.
Okay.
Like I said in the video, when I was riding around, I was filming all those car lots. They were all empty. I mean, the lots were full of cars, but there was nobody in the car lot. Yeah, I'm like, They going to the auction, getting these cars, loading up the parking lot with these cars, and nobody's buying them.
Right.
They need help.
Okay.
I mentioned email marketing. It's kind of terrible because people don't check emails, but don't give up on emails. I have a couple little tricks up my sleeve for emails. I can get like tons of emails and blast them out, like 500 at a time. But because Google allows you to send 500 emails a day in one account. And I have this little scraping trick that I use on Google, because you can when you're searching for things, you can put it in a certain way where only certain things pull up. Like I do say like quotes, pool repair, end quote, and Tampa, and quote gmail.com, end quote. So only thing to pull up will be nothing but pool repair companies in Tampa, and their email will be right in the results. And you know how you have you can only see 10 results on Google. Well, you can stretch that out to 100, so you can have a page with 100 results. And I just copy that whole page, copy and paste it into the online website that scrapes emails out of random text. It scrapes the emails out, and now you have 100 email addresses separated by commas. And I just throw that whole email list right into Google and send them all a message. Just like that. Bam. And then you might get about 3 or 4 bites.
Right.
And then the ones that don't bite, you kind of filter those out, get the ones that did bite, pull them out, and then just send those emails again. Just keep hitting them up. Boom, just till you knock them all down. That's a little strategy right there with emails. And subject lines that that get people to open up the emails, and that the emails are just tough. They get spammed out all the time. But I mean, it's still email. You never know.
Right.
See, I'm thinking like doctors and people like businesses like that. They're not going to respond to text messages because it's a landline that you're calling. You have to do email, or you have to call them, or you have to send them a direct mailer or something like that. Or you have to do door-to-door, walk in and drop off some information and keep moving, things like that.
Right.
Which I don't want to do. I'd rather put an ad out on Craigslist and let the doctor find me,
Right.
I think you said that yesterday. What about Craigslist?
Yeah. How to spread it around some ways.
Yeah, let them find you.
Mhm.
But like you said, go both ways. Go after them or put it out there so they can find you. Let me see. A couple of businesses that I found interesting while I was riding. I found a scuba diving training school while I was riding the other day. Scuba diving training school. I'm like, interesting. So I came home, did a little research, and come to find out these schools charge about $300 to $400. I'm like, interesting. I can charge them about $50 for a lead. You could dominate your city with the scuba diving training. Say like Miami or Clearwater, anywhere near the water. God, you down in Miami, right?
Am I or?
Yeah. Are you down in Miami, right?
Oh no, I'm in Indian River County. I'm East Coast in Treasure Coast area.
Oh, Treasure Coast area. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I mean, you're near water.
Oh yeah, I'm right on the water.
Yeah, you're right by the water. Scuba diving training, stuff like that.
We have canoeing. We have boat rental here. We have all kinds of. We have pool safety, swimming lessons, all kind of stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you can be killing it down there with those training classes.
Yeah.
Even if they charge us $100, we can get them for $25. They'd be like, wait a minute, we charge $100, they get $25, that's just $75. But your classes are empty. What's the point? you need bodies in those seats.
Yeah.
And I did that. I did that when I was in training. I contacted what's that? Not Groupon, but Living Social, a long time ago. And I'm charging $120 per person per month, but going with them, I only could charge $35. Well, I'm like, you know what? My classes are empty. What else can I do? I need money, so I had to do it. $35 was better than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does this go for any type of like truck schooling, any type of specialty schooling? They need enrollment for students, so they're going to be charging probably in the same ballpark, right? I'm sure, wouldn't they?
Yeah, well, it all depends on the type of school.
Yeah.
I wouldn't focus on like Everest, places like that. I focus on like the private schools and stuff like that.
Right.
Private training, things like that. Vocational type places.
Okay.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. You have to be creative.
But what we need to do is we just need to contact you to let you know what we need to price them at before we tell them what it is, because this is something that we need for you to find out for us. As I think that's what you said. Any industry that's unknown, we need to just come to you with it, and then at that point you can let us know what it would be. Now, would you give us the information for us to give that back to the potential partners for them to make a decision? They say yes, then we just proceed on with the steps. And as we give them the answers to some questions that they may have, and then we may have some that may just sign up and just say, when do I get started? Then we just go ahead and just take them through the process and then just pass them on into the system to you, right?
I mean, you hit it right on the nose. That's it.
Okay.
They're ready to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
They agree to that price. You only need three things from them: their phone number, their email, and all their marketing information.
Okay.
Anything on the internet. And videos are best.
Okay.
Videos are best. And some of them will want to meet you sometimes. They want to sit down and talk to you. I mean, do what you have to do. I mean, I'm meeting a realtor tomorrow. She wanted to talk to me about some other stuff. I think I know where she's going with this thing, because, realtors can't pay a referral fee after they close the deal.
Right.
And she mentioned that on the phone, and she said, there's another way around that. Well, we need to meet for lunch. Okay. I'll meet you. We'll see what's going on. We'll see what's up. Because, people like that, they're nervous about, because they have to wait like 30 to 45 days for a house to close, And they're saying, well, what if it doesn't close? And I still owe you $500 for that call. And a lot of them say that. But I said, I kind of broke it down with the numbers. I said, Carol, I forgot her name. Sorry, Carol. But say, how many houses did you close last year on average? You know, about. She said about 6. It was 16. I said, okay. How many fell through the cracks? She said 4. I said, okay. Let's do these numbers. I said, if you close, say you had 10, they went to closing last year. 10. I said 2 of them fell through. So that means you had 8 to close last year. And say you made a commission of about $6,000 apiece. So 6,000 times 8, that's $48,000. And 2 of them fell through the cracks. And I'm charging you $500 for those cracks, basically. So that was $1,000 that, you know, you paid me, but you made $48,000.
Yeah.
So those 2 that fell through really don't even compare to what you made. That's how you have to look at this, Carol. So I just kind of threw it out like that. You know, numbers don't lie.
No, they don't lie.
She's focusing on, I'm losing $500. No, you made $48,000. You know, that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah, right. yeah. That's probably the same. That's probably the same scenario you have to also share with a person in the mortgage business too, like a mortgage banker.
Yeah.
They probably have to get the same scenario because you know, when they're closing on their loans, you know, they have to kind of take the same scenario as a realtor.
Right. They're kind of hoping and praying that it goes through without backing out and failing. And I'm like, well, let me ask you this, Carol. I said, why did those 2 fail? Why did they fall through the cracks? We said, well, those 2, they were kind of on the low end, like the $100,000, $110,000. So the houses they were looking at in the area, it wasn't all that upscale, and they wanted more for what they could afford. You know, they qualified for like 110, but they were wanting all these extra features. They wanted more space, so those kind of fell through. I said, see, now there you go right there. I'm not going to send you any leads that low. I'm going to pre-qualify them for over 150,000.
Okay.
Or 200,000. You know, if we can go there. So all my marketing is focused around 200,000 and above. So you're not even going to get any, you know, people looking for a 2-1 house, a starter home. We're going for the upscale. And those tend to close because people who afford that kind of money, that kind of house, they typically go through the process. So, you know, I just kind of, I'm going to tell that tomorrow, too. Say, you know, I don't want to send you no garbage leads. I don't want to send you, you know, clients that are going to waste your time. Because nobody wants the time wasted.
No, you don't. No, not
trying to make some money. Yeah, it's trying to make some money. You're tired of watching all that stuff on TV. Everybody got that big money in it, you know. I want a piece of that pie. I want season tickets to the Bucks and the Atlanta Falcons. And
All right, Tim?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't have a question or anything, but I just wanted to, I'll be getting off shortly. I have to run an errand, but I just wanted to let you know I have to leave out soon.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And you guys, y'all heard one of those calls that I sent you an email, right?
Yeah, I did. That was one of those calls that was kind of different because I couldn't. It seems it was one person was moving, the other one was not moving, and I guess it didn't. I mean, didn't. The foundation of it was a little shaky, but it was different.
Yeah, that was a lady. She was calling to get some hair done from an African hair braider, and she just wasn't. It's like kind of like the lady was bothering her. like she woke up or something. Like, you know, she asked me a question. She's like, yeah, well, $150. Yeah, then there was noise in the background. Somebody was talking, and I'm like, I charged her $25 for that. Yep.
Did she actually get some more leads from you?
Yeah, she gets some every now and then, but
every
I
now and
keep
then.
telling them, hey, you know, you get in charge of this kind of stuff, you know. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, you don't. I don't want to waste. You know, I don't want to do that to you. You got to. You get in the call, tighten up. Basically, tighten that up. I mean, I have a bunch of calls like that, and it's more of the people who are on the low end of the industries,
Yeah.
like the hairstylists and the trainers and all that. They something about it. They're not real aggressive on the phone for some reason compared to say like like I have a butt lift, Brazilian butt lift plastic surgeon in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have their phone. I mean, it's professional, boy. I mean, they're all excited on the phone when they answer. Hi, this is, you know, Stone Brazilian butt lift. How can I help you? And all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I'm looking for Sean. Sean? No, there's no Sean here. You know, I'm like, I had to turn the volume down. She all excited on the phone, but that's how you do it.
Yeah.
Then I had one that this one lady, she called. Matter of fact, she called this place. It was in Atlanta. She called from L.A. and she needed a tummy tuck. She needed some tightening up. I forgot all the details, but she had some issues and she had an emergency. And she was calling from L.A. and she was calling Atlanta Brazilian butt lift place. And they didn't answer the phone, so she had to leave a message. And she did all the things, you know, press 1 if you need this, press 2 if you need that. And then she finally got to the voicemail. And then she just broke it down. I'm in trouble, and I have an emergency. I had a procedure done, and now I need to tighten up. And, you know, I'm in L.A., and I would contact L.A., you know, plastic surgeon, but they're all booked up till like June right now. So, but I need something right now. You know, just call me back as soon as possible so I can book my flight. I can get to you guys, you know, so we can get this done. And I prefer to speak to Dr. So-and-so because he named the doctor and everything. I was just sitting there listening to it, and I charged them $250 a call. Yep. That paid off something. I had a cable bill and helped me out with some groceries. So, you know what I'm saying? I just sat there and listened to it like dollars. All I see is dollar signs. I don't know if they returned the call or not, but I charged them because that call went on for like 11 minutes. She just kept leaving a message and talking to him I got tired of listening to it. He gave me a sob story. I was like, golly. Was he going to give me a Social Security number next? Like, I mean, she just kept talking. Then I had one, it was a Spanish lady calling. A Spanish lady was calling the same plastic surgeon, but she was looking for some insurance. She like, and her you know, her, what do you call it, they couldn't barely understand what she was saying because the dialect was real strong, her accent was real strong, and she kept asking, I need somebody to talk to my insurance policy or something, and they're like, excuse me, hold on, ma'am, wait. They kept pausing and putting her on hold and getting somebody else on the phone to try to help her out, and it couldn't find her. She just said, can somebody speak in Spanish, pick up, please, or call me back? And she gave the number out to them like 10 times. They couldn't get the number right. I'm like, golly. It went on for like 5 minutes. But I didn't charge them because it was the wrong call anyway. She was calling for insurance to a plastic surgeon. I don't know how she got that. I let them listen to that, and they were like, oh, yeah, we got that call. They were like, yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Tim. So when they sign up for the service, so how many you give them? Now, all the partners are not getting free leads. It's just two partners, like the realtors. Is that right?
No, everybody gets a few free ones at the beginning. You know, because I can't control it. You know, just sitting up, you know, staring at the computer all day, you know, watching the calls come in. Okay, they got 2. Bling! I need to turn them off. You know. So I just I'll take it sporadically, you know, and the calls don't come in like that, you know.
Right.
You know, it might get one here today, it might get one next Tuesday, so they just they bounce in. But it seems to be like about 1 or 2 that are pretty good.
Do they come within 24 hours after they sign up, or within 24 to 48 hours, or you just don't know when they're gonna make the call?
I've had some that get calls the next day after they sign up, and I put the marketing out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had some that take 3 weeks to get one call. So it all depends on the city. It all depends on the demand of their service.
Uh-huh.
And it all depends on the materials they give me to market for them.
Okay.
The more stuff they give me, the better. If they have crap, it's like, okay, I mean, it's going to be a crap marketing campaign. It's like, at least make a video or something.
Right.
Give me something to work with.
Okay.
I have one, a hairstylist in New York has a salon in Atlanta. He, on his Instagram page, has over 100 pictures from the salon. I mean, I just loaded up the page. Bam! I mean, the page looks perfect. The YouTube videos look good. The Instagram is tight, and they get a lot of likes, but nobody's calling. I even responded back to some people messaging that their Facebook pages. Like, hey, they're asking about this hairdo and that hairdo, and I'm responding back like I work there. I'm like, yeah, just give us a call, Sean. We can kind of give you more information. You pick up the phone and call us. And then she wrote back, okay, I will. Never call. Really? So you never know.
Okay.
Hey, sometimes I think people, the psychologists, people, I don't know. Sometimes I think if the business looks too professional, they don't want to call because they think they're going to be too pricey. So they look for the low end, the regular, the small guy, the small business. They don't want to get ripped off by the big business. I notice that on Craigslist sometimes. Like people on Craigslist get calls all the time, and I mean it's just a simple little ad. They don't have a website or anything like that, and they just get calls. So it's like me. I want to see your website. I want to see some pictures. I want to see some videos. I want to see some reviews. I'm like, I don't want to just have anybody come to my house.
But have you had a case where somebody just wanted to sign up, but they didn't present nothing to you, but they still wanted to get the leads from you, and they still be willing to pay you?
Yeah. Actually, it was a hairstylist. So what we did was I helped her out. She was kind of local, so I went over there and took some pictures. I helped her out, but she didn't have anything. I just took a bunch of pictures, and then too, with businesses like that, you can fake it. You can fake it. I found a lot of stuff online. It made it seem like it was his. Hair is hair.
Right.
It's not like there's no hair pictures online. So I found a bunch of stuff, and I put it out there for her. Made it seem like she's big. Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
I hate to do it like that, but I had to, kind of boost her up. She didn't have anything. Working from home, stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, you help the little businesses out. You help the medium, and then you jump on the big ones too. Yeah. I would go and log in and play some audio for you guys, but I don't want to hold you. I don't want to hold you ransom, hold you hostage with that. I just kind of gave you 3 of them already. Some of those calls just kind of drag on. You can barely understand what they're saying.
Right.
It's muffled because you'll be listening to a voice recording over the computer through the telephone, so you know how clear that's going to be.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, let me see. I have Cool Sculpting. Have you ever heard of Cool Sculpting?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's like plastic surgery where they freeze the fat, and the fat just kind of just breaks away. They stick a device in your body, and they shoot like some kind of cooling thing in there, and it just freezes the fat. And it's a little technique. I mean, it's been around for about a year or so. And I charge about $110 for that. Yep. And they're paying about $21 a click on Google. So that's about $210 for a customer. So I charge about $110. Brazilian butt lifts. Now, see, some of these businesses are weird on Google because you research Brazilian butt lift on Google, they're only paying like $8 a click. But Brazilian butt lifts, man, they make bang about 4,000, 5,000, all the way up to about 15,000. So I'm like, that's not gonna work. These numbers don't add up for this business. So at that point, I do it as a percentage.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like about 2.5%, 3% of their average charge.
Yeah.
So I get them for about $250.
Okay.
I get them for about Believe me, I want to go up to about $500. But you know, some charge 4,000, some charge 15. You know, I went for the average about 7. And just charge them about $250.
Okay.
It all depends, you know.
Were they out of that's the one over in
Atlanta.
In LA, or no, that was actually where were they out of? In
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Okay.
Yeah. And I have a bunch of them. What I do when I first started, I just created a bunch of campaigns for a lot of big time businesses and just start pushing leads to them for free. And then once they start getting leads, then I contacted them after they got the leads, and I said, hey, how did you like those leads that I sent you? Did those customers turn out to be pretty good customers? And they'll say, you know, either yes or, you know, oh, yeah, we wondering where those calls came from. Yeah, I'm a lead generator. You know, that's what I do. I provide leads, and, you know, if you want to continue to get those leads like that, you know, I can get you set up as a partner on my program, and basically I charge you after you get the leads. Yeah, oh, really? You know, a lot of them said no. A few of them said yeah. I used to run it like that. But it's like I kind of slowed that down because I'm doing a whole lot of marketing with somebody that I hadn't even signed up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I'm putting out all this stuff out there for them and the name, branding them and everything, and they haven't even signed up. So I'm like, let me slow this down.
Yeah.
And then they say no. It's like, okay, now I have all this stuff out there on the internet with the name all over it. You know, I'm like, I had to go into Google and see if I can get it out of the search engine and all this kind of stuff. And so at that point, what I did was instead of putting the name out there, I put the service out there. Like instead of John Brown Realtor in Tampa, I do homes for sale in Tampa. That's how I promote stuff now.
Okay.
So if they say no, that's okay because your name is not on anything. I can slide somebody else right in your spot. It just changed the number from your number to their number. I just forwarded it to their number. Boom.
Okay.
They call that owning your own real estate. Yeah. I'm trying to create websites and stuff for other people with their name on it because once they say no, their stuff is still out there on the internet.
Yeah. You
feel stupid, like, I did all this work and this stuff's still out there.
Yeah.
The way I do it now, I do the work and it don't have the name on it. It just has the service. You don't want to be a part of it no more? Okay. The next man in. Slide you on in. Right up to come off the bench.
Yeah. That's right.
Is Asha, you still there? Or Val, you there? I know Val said you got to hang up.
Aisha's here.
Hey. Okay, you so quiet. You weren't quiet Saturday.
I'm not usually quiet, but I'm taking notes, so I'd rather listen right now so I can learn.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, Aisha, she's a salesperson.
Okay.
Yeah, she has lots of contacts.
Well,
I'm thinking about having a contest. Yeah, I'm thinking about having a contest. I don't know how I'm going to structure it, though. It's going to be like the reps versus me. See, whoever beats me out gets a prize by the end of the week or something like that.
You mean like a company car?
BMW. Yeah. A pink Cadillac.
A pink Cadillac?
Yeah. Yeah, Mary Kay. They just have a Mary Kay
Your
sign
brother
on the
riding
side
the
of
pink. Yeah.
it. Yeah, I can see you now riding around Dublin with a pink Cadillac.
A pink Cadillac. Hey, he got a pink Cadillac, y'all.
Yeah, put a sign on. Hey, everybody know who you are. You the dude get the leads. You pink
You
Cadillac.
buy leads. You need leads on the sign of the Cadillac. You need leads, call me.
Yeah, yeah. Ride around town with your name on it. That reminds me of that Sanford and Son episode when Fred bought that elephant and put that sign on the side of the elephant and paraded him around Watt. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I remember that one. Uh-huh.
Yeah. He said, what you on the elephant? Man, shoot, that's a marketing tool. Hey,
Now,
so
he was smart now. He was a junk man, but he was smart.
Yeah, you can get that business.
Get that business, yeah. You want that hubcap? I'll sell it to you for $5.
He turned anything junk into something nice.
Something nice. That's right. Uh-huh.
He turned a bucket into a flower pot.
Mm-hmm.
He turned something into anything. Now, he had a trombone that he turned into a flower pot. I mean, yeah, you got to be creative.
Yeah.
One man's junk is another man's treasure.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just amazing. You know, a lot of these people don't want leads. You'd be amazed when you really start grinding this stuff out and getting these responses back. You'd be like, you just start scratching your head like, what? No. You said, no? Wow. You know, I mean, I had one that threatened to call the police on me one time.
Mm.
Yeah. You don't stop sending me this, I'm going to report you to the police. Like, wow. I accidentally sent her a message twice. She got caught up in the wash. And, boy, she got that second message. We sure said no, all caps. You know, sent it to her again. She came back hard, boy. I don't call the cops. I'm like, wow.
Okay, but she signed up for the program, right?
No.
No.
No, I was prospecting with text messaging.
Oh, you were. Oh, okay.
You was pissed off, boy, because she got a text message. Like, who is this? How do you get my number? All that kind of stuff.
Well, let me ask you this, since we're on the subject. So the text messaging, it does work. I mean, you hadn't really gotten other than just that situation there, but usually you get a yes or I'm interested or let's talk or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like I said, I send that little quick little text out, and they say yes. I just then I paste that next one in the info text in there.
Okay.
And I tell them, you need to contact me as soon as possible. And then they say, hey, I want some. Let's talk. And that's when I say, like I don't know if you all watched that video that I did about I was filming how to use the text message technique. Did y'all see that video?
Yeah, I saw the video. Yeah, you sent was it 2 videos in there or 1?
Yeah, it was one.
One. Okay.
You know, I was doing prospecting on Facebook and grabbing numbers, and I was putting them in the cell phone.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. At first, I closed the video off after the guy asked for more information, and then 3 minutes later, you know, he I want to talk. I added more to the video.
Okay. Right. I see.
Y'all got to see this, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And he signed up. He's a realtor, you know. Right there, while I was making the video, I signed up a realtor right there. Bam. I got me a realtor from Tupelo, Mississippi. Signed up.
Wow.
Oh, Richard Pryor's stomping ground.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
They call that the Campground Central, Tupelo, Mississippi. Yeah, they all those campers and all those trailer parks out there.
Uh-huh. Huh.
Ready to pay $500 a lead in Tupelo, Mississippi. So I mean, small town. I went and found them on Facebook, and it was I think it was probably 10 realtors on Facebook in Tupelo. Tupelo. Yeah. I hit up. I only hit up 2. I hit up 2, and one of them popped in. Ding, ding. You know.
Okay.
So I mean, this stuff works. It works. Like I said, I wrapped up. I got about 10 of them the whole weekend, because I was working realtors all that last week. Yeah. And they just kept, doing a little follow-ups and stuff. And then Saturday and Sunday, and then yesterday, they just kept, okay, I'll deal. I have one that wants to meet me tomorrow,
Right.
And, I focus in on one industry at a time, instead of,
right.
You get your mind wrapped around this one industry. You want to stay in that mindset.
Sure.
Sure. The lingo, all these industries have different languages, different terms and stuff.
Yeah.
You be saying one thing, you're like, oh, I'm sorry. You're talking to a mechanic, but yesterday you were talking to a hairstylist. It's like, it's like, or a yoga instructor. You thinking about weight loss and fitness, and now you're talking about, I try to stick with the same thing for about a couple of weeks, and then I move on.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, as I'm saying, some people want to go all crazy with it. I'm like, stay focused. Stay focused on just one or two things. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what we talked about earlier, Fred, about people getting caught up with the shiny object syndrome.
Right. Right.
It's like you get caught up, you see all these things out there, and you want to jump on everything, but you can't make anything work because you have too many things going. Yeah, you're not focusing on one or two things.
Right.
Focus on one thing, get that to work, and then get that automated. Then you can get the next one going.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want to do because, I'm doing this home health care. I've been doing that for about 2 years, so it has a foundation and a base now. So now I can be looking at focusing on bringing in another stream, and lead generation is always going to be around. It's a need for that. I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of economy that we're in. People and business people are always going to be looking for customers.
Right.
The lead generation is pretty much foolproof and resistant proof and is debt proof because, nothing really, you still got to have business and advertising, everything is still centered around bringing in customers. So,
yeah, you said it right. You hit it right on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
You hit it right on the nose. But I like to find those businesses other people aren't thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And just knock those out the box. Like, what business are you working with? None of your business. I know it's in the group that I'm in. It's like I've been in the group for about a year or so right now. The group is real quiet. No, it's like you hear crickets when you go into the group. Nobody wants to share anything. Everybody wants to keep their own stuff to themselves. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Because you don't want competition to be jumping on the stuff that you're working on.
Right.
Everything. How do you deal with your billing? Simple stuff like that. I'm trying to help some people. Has anybody had success with this? And it's like, crick, 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 crick. You don't hear anything. Nobody say anything. Yeah. The whole premise is it gave us ideas about this industry, but you gotta wing it yourself. So and just kind of get beat up, just figure out what works for you, and then you just kind of Like I keep telling everybody about that cuddling. The guy in Europe got those cuddling gigs going. Getting paid $50 a phone call for people cuddling and stuff like that. You got to be creative with it. You got beekeepers, raccoon removal, stuff like that. You can go to Kentucky, but you remember Turtle Man? You ever seen Turtle Man on TV? So. Turtle Man up in Kentucky. He used to go and get those raccoons out of people's attics and stuff. Raccoons and possums and stuff and snakes. Go to people's houses. And, you paying good money for that stuff.
Yeah. Well, they got something around here where they get those. You have to call a animal control specialist or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Just have to have an open mind about businesses.
Yeah.
Have an open mind, because you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Home health care, like you're saying, like people doing that, coming, what you call it, where the person stays with the patient, things like that.
Yeah, they call them caregivers.
Yeah.
Providers.
Excuse me, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, it's Aisha. I have got to get off the call in about 2.5 seconds. I'm sorry. I do have another obligation that starts in about 15 minutes. But if there's anything after the end of the call that you're going to send around, please be sure and include me, which I know you will, but I just want to throw that out there. Otherwise, I took about 2 pages worth of notes listening to just basically you two guys talk, which I love. But if there's nothing else from me, I'm going to just hang up on the call in a few seconds, okay?
Okay, I'll give you this before you go. During Christmas time, Christmas tree trimmers and people who install Christmas lights on houses, that's a business. Decoration. Like down in the upper class neighborhoods with big mansions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's big business.
Yeah, they have the reality shows with those things now, so that definitely is big business. Okay, I wrote it down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll give you all them little nuggets. Okay.
All right, appreciate it. Nice to talk to you guys. I will be in touch. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to end the call right now anyway because it's been an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that said, then bye, guys.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, goodbye.
Like you said, if you have any questions, just send me a text,
All right, we'll do. Okay, thank you.
Then talk to you guys later.
Okay, all right, take care.